one of the hottest teams in the NBA, if not the hottest team, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, nobody likes to talk about the Brooklyn Nets when things are going good. I made a video about this last week, and it did really well. You can watch it here. I just couldn't believe how quiet people have been about the Nets. And a lot of the comments, of course. Oh, they're playing bad teams. Oh, this, oh, that. Excuses. It's the NBA. When you're winning games in the NBA, you're winning games. The Brooklyn Nets have continued to play great basketball since I put up that last video. Now let's talk about it. And since I did that last video, things have just been continually good for the Brooklyn Nets. And I just can't believe that it's still like they're kind of quietly not being talked about. And one reason I know for sure. First of all, there's a lot of hate towards Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant sometimes. Kevin Durant's either like Kevin Durant stan, love him, love everything about him, or like you kind of just still don't respect him because of the Golden State thing. But nobody wants to talk about this team. The Brooklyn Nets are 10-1 in their last 11 games. And still, for some reason, people are just quiet about them. And currently in the NBA, there's two teams with the longest win streaks, and that's the New York Knicks, who are at 8 now as of this exact second. They just won a game, and they won their 8th straight. And the Nets at 6 in a row. Now, obviously to me, the Brooklyn Nets are the way scarier team, and I think they're the hotter team. But all due respect to the Knicks, the Battle of New York is here. Both teams playing well, which is actually really cool for basketball. It's the mecca of basketball. It's not just Madison Square that's the mecca. New York's the mecca of basketball. So to see Brooklyn on a 6-game winning streak and the Knicks on an 8-game winning streak, it's pretty cool to see. But I feel like the Knicks are being talked about a lot, but the Nets aren't. It's very odd. And the beauty of this whole thing for the Nets, this is like the coolest part, is the Nets are expected to have an empty injury report for the first time since Kyrie and KD signed with the Nets in 2019. I don't know if you guys realize this. 2023 is in 12 days. 2023. So I would make that almost 4 years ago. This is the first time they're expected to have an empty injury report since Kyrie and KD signed in 2019. This team has been dealing with some bad luck. Kyrie injuries always happens, but it's bad luck. Durant injuries always happens, but bad luck. The whole James Harden situation just didn't work out. There's always been injuries. There's always been problems. There's always been something going on with the players. Ever since Kyrie got suspended by the NBA for his comments, his anti-Semitic comments, he got dropped by Nike. I don't know what happened to this dude, but maybe now he can focus on basketball. He's had his Nike drop. He's had his comments out there and doesn't care anymore. Since he's returned, the Nets are 12-3. Since he's come back from this suspension and Nike's dropped him and all these things have happened, a lot of teams would collapse or a lot of players would collapse. This is the opposite. The Nets are 12-3. This Nets team, who's been like the biggest disappointment, who's been, Kevin Durant's been made fun of. You've left the Warriors, Steph and Clay and Draymond, a championship team, to join Kyrie, which has been right so far. The Warriors didn't win the championship last year. They did. They really did. But Kyrie looked stupid back in the day for leaving LeBron. But this is the first time that these two dudes have been just like really, really clicking. And I know I'm not going to talk about Ben Simmons too much because he hasn't been the superstar, the all-star. He's never been a superstar, the all-star that he once was. But when they made the trade for James Harden, I know, let's forget about last year. Let's just talk about right now. I've always thought Ben Simmons is probably exactly what you want with the Nets, because James Harden was another dominant ball guy that needs to score. Ben Simmons could care. He'd prefer not to shoot the ball one time in the entire game. He just wants to pass, rebound. Maybe he'll have a layup or a dunk here or there, but he's not trying to shoot the ball one time. If he has any field goals, it's going to be, a alley-oop layup. It's going to be a putback dunk. It's going to be a rebound, no open layup, fast break layup. He's not trying to shoot or score. And now Kyrie and KD can do their thing. So it kind of works out perfect. And we saw this the other day against the Pistons. That was December 18th. So 2 days ago. I think that was on Sunday. Against the Pistons, they had a huge comeback win. And this is what Kyrie and KD did. And this is what we've been waiting for. Kevin Durant had 43 points and 6 rebounds. He made 3 threes. Kyrie had 38 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He made 5 threes. 8 threes between them, 12 rebounds between them. And, of course, was that 81 points? That's 81 points. That's exactly what you want from that duo. And they're doing it. And the stats get cooler. So KD and Kyrie are the first duo to score 35 plus in the same game. 3 times in a season since KD and Westbrook did it in 2001, which is kind of crazy to think. It's been, maybe KD's such a good scorer. But other than the KD Kyrie doing it 3 times, 35 points plus in the same game, KD and Westbrook did it in 2011. It's been 30 years since that happened. The 1994-95 Penny and Shaq team are the only other duo. And that was during the span where the Nets were 9-1 their last 10. Contenders. Contenders is what they are now. And let's break down some more numbers because it's fun. The Nets are 10-1 over their last 11 games. As I said, Durant is second in the NBA at scoring 32.7 points per game, shooting 63.6% from the field. Best in the NBA among players attempting 18 or more field goals. So, that's pretty awesome. Kyrie, 27.4 points per game, 50.5% shooting. My goodness. 7-11. That's their numbers. It's a good nickname, 7-11. 7-11 is the league's highest scoring duo at 60.1 points per game over that stretch. If you're getting 60 points from Durant and Kyrie, somebody else is going to start scoring points and you'll be good. You're going to win games, and they're doing that. And that brings me to 2 other players I want to talk about quickly before I talk about what this means next. Because I know you're going to, in the comments, bring up the schedule, who they've played. And they're going to continue to play bad teams, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and we're going to get to that. So, another person is Claxton, Nick Claxton. Okay? Nick Claxton is averaging 11.6 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, 2.4 blocks, which is second in the NBA, and shooting 74% from the field. Leads the league. All-star. He could be an all-star this year. And he's not going to be, but it's one of those like DeAndre Jordan type of all-stars when you're on a good team. Maybe a Rudy Gobert type. No, Rudy Gobert's better than him, but you know what I mean. The DeAndre Jordan type on a good team. Blocks, big plays matter. But Nick Claxton has been a huge part to this success. You need a guy like that. You have to have that big for a team like this, and he's been killing it. And then I want to get to the one other one, the sneaky one. I saw this tweet from Matt Issa 15, I don't know. One of the most underrated moves of the offseason. The day that KD requested a trade from Brooklyn, the Nets sneakily acquired Royce O'Neal from the Jazz. He's been a versatile two-way presence for the Nets so far. Credit to them for not panicking after the KD news. And this Royce O'Neal, don't forget what part this Royce O'Neal thing happened. Remember the Brian Windhorst fingers thing? Maybe I'll throw it on the screen here. The fingers meme where he was so confused. What are the Jazz doing? That was the sneaky trade that the Nets did in the offseason. While everyone was wondering what the hell the Jazz doing, where's KD going to go? The blow up of the Jazz, the blow up of the Nets. The Nets were like, we'll take Royce O'Neal. We'll have him. We'll take him off your hands. He's ours. And they got him. And it's been sneaky good. Now, I'm going to go through some of the wins. I know they're all bad wins, okay? But I like them. I don't care. Because when you win 9 out of 10, or 10 out of 11, whatever it is, I don't care if it's against Portland, who is not a bad basketball team. Orlando, Washington, Toronto, all bad. Charlotte, Indiana, Washington, Toronto, Detroit, all bad. But you got to win against Atlanta's okay, obviously. Portland's okay. You lost to Boston, whatever. Okay. Here's where it matters. I really wish Curry was playing because their next game is tomorrow, December 22nd, Wednesday. So whenever you're watching, this could be today. They play Golden State, but no Curry. So I'm not going to take too much. But this would have been the perfect stretch for him. But they have 4 good games coming up. And I'm going to give Golden State still a good game because it's Golden State. You know, if Clay plays a good game, if Draymond plays, they'll be all right. But then they play Milwaukee and at Cleveland, who's great, and at Atlanta. And this 4-game stretch, if they continue to win games, and forget the Golden State, I guess. But if you can continue this streak with winning against Milwaukee and Cleveland, because they haven't had many good wins. They beat Atlanta already. And I know a lot of their wins have been against bad teams. But if you can beat Milwaukee and Cleveland just to solidify that this is legit, that'd be really good for this Brooklyn Nets team. Because I just want to make sure they solidify that this is legit, which it is. But I know people want to talk about the schedule. Only reason I'm bringing it up is because people want to talk about the schedule. Not me, but I'm just going to tell you. This is their schedule. It's Milwaukee, Cleveland, Atlanta. And then they have an easy schedule again. Not my problem. They have some hard games. It's just how scheduling works. They got Charlotte, San Antonio, Chicago. Not that hard. But then they have a couple hard games. New Orleans, Miami, Boston. And then they go Oklahoma City, San Antonio. And then they go Phoenix, Utah, Golden State, Philadelphia, all on the road. That's just how basketball works. They got 4 hard games and then 3 easy ones and then 6 hard and then 6 easy. That's just how schedules work. When you win at the clip this Brooklyn Nets team is winning, a team I never believed in, now I believe in them because it's pretty clear that it's working. So, all in all, can't hate on 7-11. Can't hate on this team. They're winning games and they're proving they can be a contender. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm Sammy on Tap, SAMI on Tap. You can find me everywhere and part of the Sports on Tap or SONT, whatever you see it as, SONT, stands for the Sports on Tap. Follow us everywhere as well. Everything's in the description. I love y'all and we'll talk soon. Peace.